afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I stand before you not just as a journalist, but as a witness to history, a child of Ghana's turbulent past, and a soldier in the fight for truth. Yesterday, in the Essex County Superior Court of New Jersey, an 8-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict holding Kennedy Agyapong, former Ghanaian MP, liable for defamation and awarding damages of $18 million. The ruling is more than a legal victory. It is a profound affirmation that truth matters, that justice is not a privilege of the powerful, and that the arc of history does indeed bend towards righteousness. My story begins long before this moment. I was born at the 37 Military Barracks in Accra, the son of the soldier who served in an era where power belonged to those who wielded the gun. I grew up watching my nation transition from military rule to democracy, witnessing firsthand the struggle of ordinary Ghanaians yearning for justice, transparency, and accountability. When Ghana finally embraced democracy, I knew that safeguarding it required more than just laws. It needed the unyielding courage of those willing to hold power accountable. That is why I chose journalism, not as a career, but as a calling. Over the years, my team and I have exposed corruption at the highest levels, from the corridors of politics to the halls of justice. But in fighting the corrupt, one becomes a target. Mr. Agyapong, in a desperate bid to silence me, labeled me a land grabber, an extortionist, a murderer, a tax evader, and a blackmailer who ought to be hanged. These were not just lies. They were calculated attempts to destroy my credibility and put my life in danger. While Ghana's legal system failed to deliver justice in 2018, the U.S. court upheld truth. This case was not easy. Proving defamation in the United States requires establishing actual malice by a clear and convincing evidence standard, one of the highest legal thresholds in the world. That the jury ruled 8-0 in my favor on every count is a testament to the fact that Mr. Agyapong acted with reckless disregard. Regrettably, Ghana's justice system has not always lived up to the principles of fairness and impartiality. When I sued Mr. Agyapong in 2018, despite his inability to legally substantiate his allegations, the court ruled against me, with Justice Barr scandalously branding me a terrorist instead of adjudicating the facts before him. This miscarriage of justice was later condemned by Supreme Court Justice Kolende, who rightly described it as a violent abuse of judicial authority. My fight has never been for personal gain, but for the soul of Ghana's democracy. This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced, truth cannot be buried, and those who wield power must be held accountable. Let this moment be a wake-up call to all who seek to erode the foundations of justice in Ghana. Let it remind us that democracy is not just about elections, but institutions that uphold the truth, courts that deliver justice without fear or favor, and citizens who refuse to accept corruption as the norm. To my legal team, Andrew Dehere Esquire, Arthur Womega Esquire, Evans Salasi Adeka Esquire, and Odei Kro Esquire, I am forever grateful for your dedication to justice. And to my supporters in Ghana and around the world, your unwavering belief in the fight strengthens my resolve. The battle against corruption continues. We will name shame and jail. Ghana deserves better, and I will never stop fighting for a future where justice is not a privilege of the powerful, but the right of every citizen. Thank you.
Of Ameswali. When I condemn ANAS, Omwa Kazakwe Omudi, Onipana Okunu no Ashanti region. Police for na kasa na ebrufu me. So honorable, we know what the way is exonerated now. Minimum why this thing happened to stay away a day. But me say, how do I stay away when ANAS Kromfo within me, sir, mention my name? Up to extent, a congressman report to me. Yes. And me drew Houston in 2019 November. Almost stop me. Say me na makukum ameswali. That's the report. Now and you have the report. You know. Now near ya woman say. Omo catch me say. Mimi nya butre. Na akwano. Your friend Ansu Jiabo. And mu ye privilege. Mu ye privilege. You are the first. A shame before. Monsieur Kumasi, your friend Ansu Jiabo. One more person in the picture. Okum Ameswan. Yes. You are privileged. Mika Ansu Jiabo.
Ansu Jiabo.
Yes. Yes. Ansu Jiabo.
Ana police phone in the mouth side.
Yes. And the pictures are cheering me. Say me butre over 1 year. Exclusive. Over 1 year. And my name is up there. And here the sad story they told me. My brother, with him. Almost say, almost in the picture, say some tall guy. Now, anytime one the location, my information to Kumasi police, draw no more letter no Kumasi police. Yes, I'm telling you today. The name the police, TNE or Chinamesi Abeba, and I don't give a damn because it's my reputation on the line.
Right.
Ansu Jiabo, let me repeat again. Ansu Jiabo.
Honorable, see a catcher already. How long?
Me say over a year. The first commander, I will catch him. Meninity British Airways, and will catch them. The new guy who took over, and so has confirmed. The last year, threatened to mention that there was Ominya Butre no more day. Forensic American report to Inaba. They are working on it. It's over 4 months. I cannot continue getting that embarrassment, humiliation, accusation.
Nne dia obepie mu o my Ghana any will be my mu a chese nipa ba ko ani din action di ye papa NPP for former flag bearer no wono show contest bi say NPP for fa kunwa ne ma no na nka won bebua wo my Ghana no my Ghana emfa ne ntuma pa emfra Kennedy wohene Agyapong mema will show down chese ne fans ne ade ade asado ya me mo ka say wo mu nyina no wo mu amoto esan say ANAS areme yawo ANAS asasuo peja honorable Kennedy ohene Agyapong ede na kwa akopie mu ewo US court no wo mu kopie mu honom ne de abusua ensem bebre na chesa ba beto me na so ne de ya matena sei me beto me bo mapensem pensem ye bekwa akotie videos ni audios ni ade nyina so no aba mama mahwefo nyina akwa abashonko enfambra atija twumedie so ewo Kumasi online GH midi ene nana ya se wasado de ensem bebre na no ena maboaboa me de eso mo nya subscribe ya na wa subscribe dia ma me adoma na dan che no click so ma me video biara de betum bia no wo benya notification na ja wa hwe bi nensam so me de so mo no wa dwuntwe bia na wo de afa comment section na say de ama me Kumasi online media school ena asoma se asabre media tija twumedie no eso mo me number is 0557036109 uwo news episode send me a wo betimi ede asend me when is djumedi ehun so na episode ba na abeso ase a wo betimi afred 0550623377 and 0557036109 men say amomre no yentu fa na yenko your stories for today in the year 2018 that is 29th of May to May 29 2018 and ayanka sayo hene prekope Kennedy ohini Agyapong ekotena eye Adum TV and ANAS areme yawo ANAS wakoka se waye kromfo ye blackmailer o yusu words bi ewo no so ache se ANAS areme yawo ANAS se sansama Kennedy ohini Agyapong keka fan hu nyina no ade ache se anye ne dente no wo pagya no ede ne kopie mu court na wode ne kopie mu court no ebusia ensem bebre na ebubo baba that time no weka ya na eba ANAS areme yawo ANAS dia se ya onye expose ni ade wodi mu ntintima pa na de yakoba ye nyina no na efa wo my Ghana ye football eye kwesi na ntechi na that time no ANAS areme yawo ANAS be expose eye kwesi na ntechi se oje bribe sika hodro wo je said ye be ya che say oh my Ghana ye football nsensem a ye complain say enko ye ni ade nyina no ade a wodi mu ntintima it during that time na Kennedy ohine Japan so no wodi we bi ba ya ne ya to din say who watches the watchman one so yes so the be expose ANAS or me ya ANAS ekwan ya no wo fa so a prepi no wo ji sika di free wo no ma na ne camera no a capture ne camera capture na what the ababonten say be we are cromfo and say we are corrupt na that time na kwesi nantechi he was the head of my Ghana ye football ones and some no and na ye penny and na woda no itina bra ANAS arme ya ANAS the videos ba bonten say kwesi nantechi or ye corrupt no and ANAS show Kennedy ohine Japan show ba na Kennedy show be ka say emprepi no aya na ANAS no one ne boys no wo ba no mu no bedi nkomo na ebia we so ebia ye hia wo mu akure bia wo de envelope bi mana na wo mo cameras na capture no de aba bonten no de aba be ye say wo ba be gisika de free no honom ni ade to you words bi say corrupt or ye evil ni ade case no ekopie mu ewo my Ghana court that is last 2 years 2023 and Kennedy ohine Japan edi nkunim between ono ni ANAS ame ya case no ani nua be ma Rafa Japan kra eba bonten ye be express ne ho ni ade se ANAS ye evil o mekeka nsem bebre na but that time no judge a wotena asem ni mu no ye judge ba wo kacha ANAS se onye ne max no na yenhwe nipa nanim yenhwe se nipa we ne ni di asem na na so osimesi ano obente ne ni di asem no ena ANAS areme ya o se enya de obeyi ne max ende wo ba beyi ne max ekire nti sa ne ma we nyina no kubo ba ya ena ma Kennedy ohine Japan ebedi nkunim then nim sanka asem we be si etu akwakwachiri baby ekire say ANAS areme ya wo nti ne ho ase we pagya case na straight to US obi memu na wadi case ni kopie mu obi memu na ndi a lawyer for wo mo so tena asem issue na lawyer for tena asem issue no wo mo se a said ye ne emekeka ko ni ade no Kennedy ohine Japan wo muni say ANAS areme ya ANAS so the most times ni exposes for the bab until only BBC for kra na edi juma into the case ni kopie mu US no wo mo keka bo me na lawyer we akasa na judge we akasa na ebusia beko no na se Kennedy ohine Japan yes the defamation of character according to ANAS no was we gu nanim ase ono no wo pre or kokode se ne my Ghana bribery and corruption a cost wo hanum say no ebetimi abawie ye ba so obeba abonte na obeba be frefrefrefe ne din ni de ade a we gu ono ANAS areme ya ANAS we gu ne din hu fi inti na bekukọ no na chese Kennedy ye di $18 million ashna sum left right front and center ebushia enye asem ketwa na eyade a chese Kevin Taylor ene ANAS areme yaw ANAS ne lawyer your friend Evans Edika etoche enkomo ekwan ya asa na ema we nyina akọ $18 million no brebe na Kennedy betua eden na Kennedy beye obetumi asa aprele se bia court na ente so ANAS wo betu buo ni woto ne bo a cheche ni nyina mu amehye so obeka me ho ne yakọ na yakọ akotie ni nyina no abasisia
support nyina staff that work out nyina no we are dedicating it to your case into it's no small matter.
I know.
I've
been there. It's not easy.
Before they will go to trial, no, there's mandatory settlement conference. I better say this maybe by this time no will be say ya grow no or they'll commit to the rights and senses and decide say this shouldn't go on because yes. And I acquire no unfortunately me in ANAS disagreed with me, but I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million, just like the jury came back. As you know, in these days, we have all kind of tools that we can use to predict certain things.
Before you go ahead, this is where the contention is, and people saying 80 million, others saying a year 30 million, Now, when you read...
Well, we'll come to that. Let me clarify. Let me just clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Complaints there, the coin. Yeah, claim for $30 million. $30 million.
Yes, okay.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that at the before the mandatory settlement conference, before the jury is empaneled, even though my client had firmly informed me he had no intention of settling this case because he believes that he ought to go to a jury of his peers to clear his name. But maybe let's just prepare our settlement memorandum, be thorough and be reasonable.
Yeah.
And even though he protested, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million US. Okay. Now you do settlement conference, papa about court. Now the lawyers just say what he was willing to settle this matter for, and they said $10,000. So honestly,
it's clarification is very, very important. Normally Ghana.
Okay.
Into Muko Drew Hono. ANAS initially, you have kind of simple street language, and the damages are not paid around $30 million. And the client and ANAS Kasa say, a woman saw $30 million, and yes, he can't all pay. In fact, he wants his name to be cleared, and then any priority of going to court.
Yes.
But because of the experience, now unim Sibia and your Matiano, no client here ANAS Kasa and say, it will be better and to be reasonable to at least settle on $80 million. And I'll say, no client and us, you did not really agree, but because he respects you as his counsel and as a lawyer, you people ended up around that money, around that figure, which is $80 million.
Oh, yes, and like I said, your lawyer at Awemega, New York, and also come home. Andrew D here.
Yeah, you are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wemega is there.
Yes,
D here is there. Crow is there. Yourself. Basically, as we are speaking to you, we are speaking to all of them because.
Yes. So, the whole team agreed on that, but he was the only reluctant one in settling the matter. But procedurally, we couldn't go to trial without actually going through to the settlement conference.
Yes.
In spite of his reservations, we still almost cut our demand down to about a little over half.
Okay.
But to our surprise, $10,000 to end the case.
No.
I want to arbitrate and who said no, some way he's saying I'm sure so I can papers, So he said basically go and take your gamble in the courtroom. So that's how we ended up going to trial. So to go back to how it ended, so at about 4:50 on Thursday. And the jury brought us in and they told us what unanimously what they had arrived at. But we decided to keep it under wraps because there was a component you multiply 18 million by 5 money do 90 million for a total of about
that was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, because
to do that. Okay.
Yes. And then you decided to say but we are bold with coming public with the finding of culpability on Thursday.
Yeah.
We ended up leaving that alone. A pursuit of ×5 because almost file emotions be I just say or say to a boss now in terms of that and sana say one way or another I go back I could pursue that ×5 and I say depending on what happens, maybe I bet me German a cafe. At this time, almost my court no say almost busa into swore.
Okay. So at this point, my court who say beba 80 million or almost pentiswo. How many days do they have to file that?
Okay. So at this point, the next thing that's going to happen is that there's going to be a paper. A judgment. I just say court reading seal better so.
Yeah.
That would take a few days, and then after that, I believe there's a 5-day rule that's within which you can file that motion. So a bay motion, depending on how that motion goes.
Okay.
We would get a chance. We may get a chance to attempt to get our ×5 of that 18 million, or a big jam and so depending on how that motion goes.
So for now, 18, Obintiminka said that is the end of the case. It depends.
No, it's not because say, hypothetically, someone to grab back 10, we still have the opportunity to go for times 5.
That is 50. Okay.
Yeah, and so call extra 50 plus. Yeah, hypothetically, someone to back 10 and we can go for another times 5.
You as a Ghanaian and also so 10 times. Obano anumusio Kennedy ay frail, why mre. On nantia no you say. Oh, who the on Denisu Brino. Kennedy Agyapong ya say in the court. Insuo otusu baba go no ada no akwadwonso no aba. Sikeni bele. Junso hini eye esikeni bele. Otigana yen kanasem kwasiasam. And the America court ye piana kwasha down. We otimi gina Ghana court no didi judge atem. Ni aso so oh Mr. Kennedy, oh honorable America court pure water near 7 no. America court Kennedy Agyapong pure water near the man say no otedan wo sa akokɔ maka kyerɛ Ghana for sa ankɔfo na mo so Ghana na oboba no muhunahuna mo dada mo no they are nobody in Europe and America. They are nobody. And Akwa Kennedy was suppressing the power chronim Ghana chronim and otedan wo ne ama ne pure water. My mention more pictures from court today. We have mention video. This is a year the see court and the Kennedy ni na case ne cause na otie. My mention jo makesi akesiem. Send a beya bloggers ni benya bibie didi. Kennedy ni case na cause nde ewo a year court. Kennedy Agyapong na tewo no the lawyer na siri ase amutumu se mu ayedin $18 million eka eda Kennedy tiri so $18 million na no kasa eni nyome bi a oye otigana ena omu frustrating kofo omu the court epopo kofo the same case in Ghana we wini Ghana judges atam case na manso we wini Obedu America osade sa case na ba say me wini case ni o Ghana and America court said dabi de na ekoso o Ghana no sebio no mu bonkuro. This is Kennedy the lawyer sorry kasa emfa boga yemre ye jujum me ma bloggers the lawyers na kasa no e defend no emfa Kennedy so na to no ye pia na shekona. Showdown, I am re. Showdown, at the court, why din. Judge be anywhere o nimuno. A clerk be anywhere o nimuno. Bailiff be anywhere o nimuno. Sa court way, and now do you know who I am? Or do you know me? I say, Yanka, do you know me? Do you know me? Haven't you heard about my name? If you don't take care, you take care. Sadia the Bini America court, a Bini ho. It read my lips and then not now Kwanchen, where Superior Court of New Jersey and young Kwanchen Court. We any in summer course or quarter may mark gallery nika cra. Akaboga Nkwan and lawyer Bakuno, you may be offer. Ain't and a dahono. A New Jersey Superior Court, Kennedy Agyapong, and Yemiana Shencheno. Ultimin Kasa. Boga emre. Onim obia akwako hunahuna no. Akoye do you know me? Don't you know I am Akompre Aku Kennedy Agyapong? Unim se me free fosu. I am the NPP financier. NPP financier ejuma ba enam da pono so. Ne ntwe na bowe. Ozo kwa wi akokokon. Kennedy. 18 million at that table so also per 9.5 million. Meme 9 million the other day. Ne ntwe na bo table no so no. We are also pa akokokon. And the ANAS akoku ne ntwe abro. ANAS is 18 million ne ntwe we. Nentwi no bowe Kennedy isi ebewi akokɔ ne kon tewetia Kennedy Oscar Kennedy betia na wo ha 80 million ska ena Kennedy Oscar we see factory kakraka cold store fridge bebre no get see ni Kennedy dia osabe president di obetia enti enda no ye see wo court no lawyer chechim wa unko law school mi awano lawyer dwudwom ema ye nyina yate eye de ekɔ the possibility yen ka say for now the 80 million sigya so the possibility is about 90 million high, and the possibility is about 60 or 50 million very high. Kennedy appeal in Quadia and a lawyer in the future, no. So, person appeal, I say of 18 table, so near the two can near Kataso, and Sanya Kosha appeal, no. But for now, the Kennedy Baba Abe Perka Krasa Abia Yenteso, Yateso Crampodo, Ebia, medium minim. Maybe a tiba be a 14 and also times Eddie or inti ready basi or say or not client here ANAS in decide whether to apply for plus times 5 or times the no internet the yen to me can wasem say definite but the suggestion you can wasem the suggestion you second Agyapong as we speak now or the ANAS ayum ya ANAS ka $18 million was say offi or so ko church on krata bi diaba no problem ANAS the lawyers say omo twen yate so kra no yetumi te so kra bia $400 $18 million minus $400 money calculation na Kennedy ntia de aka no inti say yate so kra bia judge no obeso te so jury no na say 18 million ebia ote so $330 kra inti 18 million minus $330 yen hwe de Kennedy betua eno so asem now.
So, Ebusia, the whole issue about $18 million and now sorry me yao and now say what J Eddie Free Kennedy or hini Agyapong honum for defamation. And my mentor me bonamin church reporter mensa kanimu enfamam. According to Kennedy or hini Agyapong the lawyers no. This is what they are saying. Wamu awarded $5 million for actual damages. And a woman awarded $5 million for compensatory damages. And a woman awarded $8 million and so for punitive damages. And on the kaboma, that is 18 million. That is what ANAS is taking from Kennedy or hini Agyapong. But na lawyers are woman and work court for no should pay woman say. I didn't just say I just say $18 million say the idea in ano. Woman best ye papa say woman sa suntina sem national woman ka because this whole thing Kennedy also has an evidence said ANAS a quite saying what first why and what didn't videos. It's in an acquire no and the lawyers and should pay woman and woman so car say dear Abu Bania dear one best judge in ye papa say judge no emwa woman. It's a wood ye a year and the lawyer near Wakasa say Kennedy or in Japan's one best womoko. Now womuko put it things in place in the audience and one best social baby PM court. But take note to say Kennedy Ohine Agyapong and his lawyers, they have 30 days to rule on their mistrial. One more 30 days into $18 million. Now you see Kennedy $18 million. Me pacho sisi amena woka said it has not been entered. Eni mremusa eyesika ANAS arme ya se major sasika we. Major sa $18 million. But because say Kennedy more right they say wamu besa appeal to the court into no court no ama wamu 30 good days say wamu fanya sa wamu de ama wamu beye ina into there is no verdict say Kennedy or hini Agyapong is going to pay any $18 million after 30 days no say yante wo shade that is when Kennedy or hini Agyapong is going to pay the $18 million but say wamu sa shu kopie mu court na judges for near lawyers for so sat na seminar show na Kennedy and the more evidence mu odru ba shane so say that $18 million no enya dia Kennedy or hini Agyapong betia there been a lot of reports so na Kennedy betia no betia but judge na nkasa mu no kra na case no kra kodi ni nsem no as to say Kennedy betia as to say wontua it is not in their records. So I woke up today seeing a lot of news and I was like, there be idea where there will be a card here wape. But I'm not answer why they mean to me better enough the man who said not mean 2 foot 1 film go metia for them a chef when him. It's a monto mobo. Na me inquire me research in here, then I me research in here we are. Nam dia babe to any because this is the final way I the man mom see. He has 30 days to rule on the mistrial. At the moment, there is no verdict because the jury verdict was not entered as a decision of the court. So where from Kennedy is paying 18 million, Kennedy has been sued it. Yes, or see what the 18 million US dollars. But the court has not decided. It's make sure you papa say nkwafo bi the report bi beja wo bi apekwan obefa so a wo benya kakra ohun but fiduam hanum say wa tija dwumedie so de ye hua de na ya authentic news na nkasa e de aba so when it comes to ANAS arme ya ANAS and Kennedy or Japan wo court in sensem me hye bo sem de mani bedi akire ye papa de better phone bia na meba betena fiduam hanum say na me de aba so now let's go to our next story. Your next story no HOPESON adoye Ninyina no efa Ahmed Suale a wono so kwabrane chituo e ball say pe ya wowu ya enu so beko ye bebodi ya ne ya sa akwakobo hono abu Kennedy ohine Japan din se hono abu Kennedy ohine Japan enenam so a ANAS wono no bo pa me yeku Ahmed Suale se wo be kai intro video amebo ya na Kennedy ohine Japan kire se oni baby asade ewe nyina no free na nipa kura na woku Ahmed Suale no a police for na nkasa nim nipa na wo bo ni din kire se nipa no woku Kumasi hanum say I am still wondering why from that time I think somewhere 2020 2021 mu honum yentumi anya police for yentumi anya ho hwia ebesi na me ne wo kasa still na Ahmed Suale wuo no ye kasa Kennedy ohine Japan eneku no mo be ka ya no ada me betena video hanum say me den sem e show mo no me ka kire mo say one of the suspected killers of Ahmed Suale bra ye new IGP ba ye ya tasaban sakana eno so investigations egusu a ekoso na ha no HOPESON adoye make some shocking revelation and according to HOPESON adoye no ensema wodi tu dwane sem nipa woku Ahmed Suale no kwami ye plus su onim no Kennedy ohine Japan so su onim no Kennedy bebodi enti adenti na wo the former IGP Dampare when Tracy ankwa pekwan ambefa so achi nipa no yes information ne ba Kumasi police for say abrante ye nya ne ntie so what asafo ANAS what amakom ti muntusu mekara monkofa na by the time a wo mo be kwa kodu honom no na nipa wo the information ne be ma abrante a wo de ama abrante ne ma na adwane dada what information send the ya police for send the ya civilian no mienu yenim but before send the information e be reach no na branch we bu ni ketem a wo kodada na no na HOPESON ni be make some e say NPP for ni bi Kennedy ohine Japan no ankasa ni party for ni bi e chire oni ANAS aro me ya o eni amasuale wuo hu nsensem court nsensem nyina ne party for ankasa chire party for ni bi na ye ni yodium wo mu pia se de be ya Kennedy ohine Japan ne ho embe ya konno emfa magana for na monim se special prosecutor kisi ejabe so no during that time no wo ye ANAS arome ya ANAS ne lawyer inti ye pa obi amana ba be ye special prosecutor wo krom ha ye sa tu ye ni a ye nyo obi ankwa fa ne se special prosecutor kisi ejabe ya wo ni Kennedy ohine Japan wo issue a wo modi court akoniaba ene yekofa no HOPESON say empenifo bi wa NPP ni mu a wo mo pray ya makisi eja be ye special prosecutor and the achi mafias no ebusua wagubo wo mu din asade a lot of secrets ene egu abonti amehye so be ka me ho ne yakọ akotie HOPESON adoye abasisia
suspect no mo apeke no na sase mu ya wokai media for na medical ba mo so mu ye nya twum
asemo ya yaka
me se mu ye nya twum Kede Japan beka say Ahmed Suale ni killer IGP Dampare edim ni pakra chese wo ye wo koya mpo be bodin ewo o be bodin eso media for no mo amfa because movie say wo kasa dodo eti no mo amfa the serious any ade nipa no
me fa serious o
nipa no
efide dem ho me bisa questions say ese bawumia ya we ewo update as to nipa okun Ahmed Suale na Dampare oye me bisa questions but that time no kai so ya anti government you know obi amuame
aya me dese o ma peke no udo be hun se mo pepepe u be hun tofo bi o mo sponsors akele no u de nya botre boko investigation no kwa o munro yi no u be hun tofo bi a wo mo na si prom ho mo na wusika sponsors are killing. They sponsored that killing just to disgrace Kennedy Japan.
because ordinary no
e kokko ka yenti enye yo kede Japan no ani party for
NPP for na so the party for
me say I don't know boba that's how them say kede Japan no na chairman of Interior and Defense Committee in Parliament sure. There security issue be and anengunism because they brief them that barrier na agene say one chinipa no change yo se Ghana fo ato aban change aban anu ote so ama ban foforo ama kanema bibiro hodom a nka Ghana fo hu kanema bibiro hodom a nka nko ye ma Ghana fo enti change de eye ye change dampari first eye abai eye refreshing news say ye be share da kun obi abodi patuo
chale a serious issue
na ya tenase etwetwe mu akoso last maybe ana make say Ghana Police Service wo yen Ghana for and ya adwen say ye for mo nya hwe when it comes to intelligence West Africa why they beat me bashia police ni wo Lagos ba o si o mo ba be pick akwa bi and true me na make a job true they pick the person ana mo dey no buy nyama bebro hodom a eya wo momfa ma matudwa eti amanfo amanfo di bone edwane kohye Nigeria no makofa nkrofo na ba wo mu tresi wo mu akokofa oboba so ho ne ete no eti we ya wo mu achi ni eye good I know say JB Dankwa Keles no so no
kameya bebo so
no so wo bu betimi ache suspects no so any ade eje obuni mobo they have them the reports are there
but what yes don nyame yo keka wo court wa I dey say we wrong suspect bi ni ache no
na enye wo nwa say tuani ANAS yeah fan so mo yabuchiafo
yeah
JB Dankwa Yekunu ni the former president obu yabuchia
yeah
na yakun buchiani Satabodo na wunya power anu ababenya power anu atransi 8 years wanti ma mo anhwehwe anchi nipa okunu and raise question mark some pa na yakumi busuani na baba benya tu mi say betimi ami ahwehwe sa nkrofo na chiwo na ma yedi kom ha wo mo nkum nkrofo anfo mo anhye nsuase and averti so ansie wo mo ansementi so amie so nantum abore so angotu funu no
omutu
etiti empa na yese asi wo krom hanti a afa the police ni yakumo bi a police ni ntibenche no wonti mi kwekwe ehun say these are the right people you know ye be boda baso me de manage no wo na adwene dada say obe change security chiefs no but said na near pen in term no nango delay enti me de sabe so me de manu tu mu bie aye adwuma I can tell you know no police officer in this country no police officer including Dampare our war informants echeno
okay
na those days who ran your no fie Saturday na wo hwem ponche aponche nkaka ye amanfo egu ho ye wibi na ye nomo ye a it will shock you look hardened criminals are no makwako siesi ana ye chi wo munyina no that time you know was the greater commander
I remember
Oputu anti-robbery squad be team bi no we be 10 or so Sangro no hey me say ye din watermale o mu duru ho acha 3 days o mechi nipa no this na oyusu won da ba omko hwe Kumasi eduru abi tama ko bibu ache regional yi sa team no ade ande ko Kumasi hey o mu duru ho within the shortest possible time o mechi ngrofo no da woni IGP should try his best police for na omo eye informant ma criminals no
yeah
want me identify omo na onyi just onyi omo free service no They are wicked. Obia kwako pokro no obia kodiawu. Na ye ba ba hwom fe no wa tip off. Hey, ye ba the men around. Ye be fa the men cross o any ade. How can you be a police officer and be doing this? Who do you that? Because we don't have national orientation. Say, you be who say, ye minor Ghana first.
Yeah.
Answer. But here, you share your bottom first. Answer Ghana Baba second. I know that this is my way neighbor. There was a time, Omu cooperation be Omu do what we are no Mufa. One time you are Mufa police form you from Kumasi the cow mono. Omu informant or Mudini free hapoeno. Kumasi guy bakuno. Mena megacho. Say basa na uti omunti omu bopia hwa wo nyina. Wo no omu nyina edwane. Be wape baby afa. Na wape obabi kura kwa kwehye omu later. So on ye no. Eti police ni ba kwa monitor na nkokum sa guy no. Because na wonim sa guy no. But others na omudwane de onim omu. Are you serious? But maybe him say with you know in charge. The way others no point. The way I am telling you say never be ohonoma NCB. What you say? Afiason na police for babonten oh crime rate say neko what you that?
Say our communication in yera.
I am sure say, by close of day the new IGP will activate
the public relations department
across the country. Mena megajo. Meaning pass by close of day or by activity. Now for the chain of command that now break your police service no or by restore. It is some bar district commander should be able to handle.
Exactly.
This is Bruno so no they are called division.
Yeah.
Division and restore the a year no they are called region. And just never do headquarters. The Dimuno, let us all go through all this process. How can you be an IGP? Now, you bet you will be a work previous. Just a war. No. How can we move as a country? How? The same, you know, as some bar district commander, no, a covetima solve no Israel, no, I did you both said that Jesus that crashes near the day, every bomb. I didn't say Basa. Look at what issue ne a honsensem. A person for war a bimobusia for Nimuno. You have no idea. All because of say I am I think say the government should give the necessary support. Na police for no to be a year to money ye. Say a month for a young promotion pepe. I know which you know open yard, you know. Which I say, well, market yourself, my rest in some allowances to be moving here and in the Kaika. What to 2 Sadio Medina, I can tell you, Ghana police, or me a bezo. Your best. Now, how can you, like, you are driving over Drew barrier? Oh, your boys are here. Why? All because botomunu nyedru. But omo wakwanya allowances CBS ya de ka omo salary ho. Ya de ka ho a your boys are here no ebe kofom. Free kwa no so kra ebe dey. Ebe kofom. Eti ya besre say the government should do well. The previous government eye bibi motorbikes ne ne ka ho. Ehwe ya na di call Ghana Armed Forces no so eye ho no kama. Eti yankaza ba we man ntoaso wo ho ntoaso de but woma attention no enko police for no so more said be ya internal security no ebetima ye solid aba bibia etimi akoso
se wo hwe damparea ase minimara well the whole police no edana anadwona edin no ba ye say you no take over videos are minyaye, calls are minyaye from the police officers themselves, jubilating here and there. This is the third time I maybe asked that question. I even wrote it on my Facebook page. Say, me share feedback ever from police for.
Senadoye and Asabe Yakwakote and Sem Yina Ban into Woodsy dia. Now just the fight between Kennedy or Japan and ANAS Armea on the NPP phone be and a shake chain at just 1 year yodium. But maybe I make a said the Yankopo Israno. If it is the appointed time for Kennedy or Japan to become president in this country, trust me, there is nothing that is going to stop it. Maybe I make a messin another danko go for the war by the brofriend would be a corny idea. And then no me no night just one my Ghana. And why tire baby I have do the same po a Mandela Nelson Mandela so prison. That's why at the end of the day Wabaya man penny. It's in Kennedy or Hine Japan, the tensions of Kennedy or Hine Japan, the disgrace on Kennedy or Hine Japan. If it is the appointed time for him to become president, trust me. Bibi I want to be me stop it. Yes, it's ready upon Yankopon. What for the apro or for the atatia pants and there will be peno and then I trade upon Yankopon efa. What shene ni monyam wanga sa wo show abra ba what one no my baby our bedroom. Did you ever think of it said you get here? No, a lot of people even look down upon you. So how much more Kennedy or Japan? This let the lawsuits continue. I know so Sanyama when you na cause share before sana I bet you me about bedi hin no you would have to go through a lot. Kennedy will not be the first person Sanyama we be ba bet chire derby. If he is going to be the president, he's going to be a president. $18 million. Said the amount for car, Kevin Taylor, woman, Kevin knows the truth. Kevin Taylor, when him no crane pan, what yene Casampo say, so I'm a trial, Nasa trial, no, in favor of Kennedy, Nasa judges for the better so, he knows the truth, and I know said the right time in Ankasano, no crabia ever to be ababunting. Yes, a Ghana judge for, and I just won't favor a politicians, not woman ja, one up, about show out tenacity, now shed the ANAS or me out, and the dear man who chrome or in the name of fighting corruption. Our Ebusia, HOPESON, our Canadian, the empire and Yagusua airboard because we need Kennedy or Japan in this critical movement. He is the only person I hear the Yoji say, Obetimi Ababebuano or my Ghana. Afanin to my pa Efra. I'm Bramam Quina and Saman and I saw me the best on the Sati Chimediano. Medina Babane, the better from the Acid can share more, but may Sasha more. The better from the Anababet enough to the man say, now me the Ababa so Masati Chimediano subscribe ya. Now was subscribe the Mammy share video mauni bonus so and share and far more before adventure so F comment section I say my number is 0550623377 and I say 0557036109 ubetimi afrey and esi so ba na ba so ya sin adwuma yedi eso weni Tom products we say ye bon hu dero ema wa wo frey ya ye beje so so na woni usa person de send me a ubetimi afrey message 0557036109 me na man so WhatsApp number nti news bia wo mo amu US de ekoso with ANAS and Kennedy wo information bia person de send me a me pacho me number da mabobo ama ubetimi ede ascend them Kumasi online media school na so masema mitumi de atijaju media no so more admission is still in progress 100% practicals 3 months so pe we abenya certificate baby abaya attachment internship what more baby ede yes work with school da wonko school da work with university but still na we person usua graphic design person usua camera 100 no wonto bibia you are not buying a dime bibia wa equipment eboa e ma nipa nya nimde won sam chojuma no nyina no ye wo bi wa ha nti se camera 100 na person usua ye wo cameras wa ha MC na person usua ye wo chese equipment ni na DJ ye wo machines ni ade a ebeboa ma wenya nimde nti na ye practicals nko solid practicals unya ne bibia I just say Kumasi online media school nko courses no na echegu ewo kasafoni ne no pe be abenya forms na Kumasi online TV location ne Kumasi Asqua yɛde ti ayamas ene di nhwɛni forms ne so de 100 cedis per enquiry so betimi afrɛ no 0550623377 and as 0557036109 and as a shonkon former executive producer Mr. Daniel Yebo Saso and Abrante Pakwejo no in fact wo boy adwuma ye papa videos ne ade na echegu nyina no ne nsanu adwuma no saso no no a na edit video we edema me lawyer fans of atija dwumedie me chia mu nyina me di ne dana ya sa o makra me be sanso edishia
Amafwe Kumasi Online TV Production yaba ne de ne yaba yede equipment ekukudam ana yede aba se eye camera de enam wiem de nam fom de enam ensuom ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks no so e de amaw ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi Online TV Production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi Online TV Production ye demufua e wo Kumasi kodua mu